So hi, on the Guys Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
Happy Monday.
You're goddamn right it is. I'm in fucking not so sunny San Diego, having the time of my life at 7:30 a.m. doing the podcast. I'm having a great day.
Outside too. Look at this. Good Noise Podcast touches grass.
Exactly. They said we couldn't do
it.
They said we couldn't do it.
This isn't the first podcast done outside though, because you did the interview in Vegas outside last year as well.
See, and that was for the same event that I was in Vegas for, that I'm in for San Diego. So that was jumbled.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, something about being at TwitchCon just really makes me want to touch grass. I don't know.
Listen, I think it would make me want to touch grass too. But you know, there's just something about Glory getting on a plane and me being like, let's do a bunch of shit while you're away. That really,
are you available at 6:30 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning to shoot the podcast?
That really goes well with her being outside. You know, podcast doesn't sleep when we're away. We keep things going around here.
Hell yeah.
As Glory mentioned, she's been at TwitchCon all weekend. While she was at TwitchCon, I was going to shows. Yep. I saw Korn, Gojira, and Spirit Box on Friday night. I'm seeing them again tonight. Should be a fucking movie.
Should be good.
It was a fantastic show. I've seen Korn a bunch of times. This was the first time it was sold out. So I would say Korn is so fucking back.
Okay, we're so back.
Yeah, we're so back. 30th anniversary tour and a great support bill. Spirit Box is great. It was great to finally see them in a amphitheater because I've missed all of their big tours so far. So they put on a rockin' show. Gojira, second time seeing them. They put on a good show, had some fire. They played a snippet of the song they played at the Olympics this past summer.
Shit.
So that was cool.
That's badass.
And then Korn, you know, they brought the house down as they always do.
Damn right. They played Twist.
Yeah, I sent Glory because that was from the podcast a couple of weeks ago where you're like, do they even play Twist live? And I'm like, I have to record this for her.
Exactly. It was actually fucking awesome. It makes me want to see them just for Twist because I fucking love that song.
Yeah, they're fucking great. But yeah, every single song on the set list was banger as always. They put on a fantastic show doing it 30 years and they still rock so fucking hard. And then Saturday night I saw Point North, Elijah, Never Tell, and Rivals. Finally got to see Point North headline. So that was good. Show was over by 9:00. Shout out Disco
We need
Loadouts.
to do that more. Yeah, fuck yeah. That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with myself. I'm like, it's 9:00. Like, the show should be like just getting really going now, and I'm sitting in my car.
Yeah, they should have just gotten on stage. Yeah. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
But Rivals was good. I've been loosely following their newer stuff. We had them on the podcast about their last full length. But I've been loosely following their singles, so it was cool to finally see them. Never Tell, I've been hearing about them on Octane, so it was cool to finally see them rip. Elijah, had never heard of him going into this, but I thought his set fucking ripped. He opened with a song that has a Maddie Mullins feature, which had me hooked immediately. Maddie Mullins wasn't there, unfortunately, but I do like that song a lot. And then Point North, again, ripped so fucking hard. Played a good chunk of songs off their new record. And then some of the standalone singles that they dropped in between two albums, which I was stoked to hear Nice Now again, because that might be my favorite Point North song. So that was a great show as well.
Right. Hell yeah.
And then, as I said, tonight, we're recording this early because Glory's away, and I'm also going to see Korn tonight. So, you know.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, it works out. But other than that, we do have a bunch of music to talk about, albums, EPs, singles, the whole kit and caboodle. So we're kicking things off with Void of Vision, dropped their new album, What I'll Leave Behind. Now, I've heard of this band a lot over the past couple of years, but I've never checked them out because I'm like,
no.
At some point I will.
They'll find their way to us.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
So, you know, we didn't cover the single rollout, but when it came time for the album, I'm like, let's check it out. Let's see what it's about.
Why the hell not?
And I have been sleeping on this band so goddamn hard. Goddamn, do I love industrial metalcore.
You're so right.
Yeah. There's something about it. It's not something that I actively seek out. My taste is very much, standard metalcore. I like what I like, but when I stumble across a band that sounds like this, I'm like, why am I not actively seeking out more of this?
Exactly.
So I've been digging it. My favorite song is probably Neurotic.
Okay.
But there's just something about the grit and the rawness of the album, and the album is deeply personal to Jack, the vocalist, as well. So that certainly comes through in the vocal delivery, but the instrumentals and the industrialness of the album adds to that grit and the rawness coming through in the vocals. So I think it's a fantastic album front to back.
Damn right. I completely agree with you on fucking everything. I love industrial metalcore because it adds that little thing that kind of tickles my brain a little bit, where it's just a little out of the ordinary. So hearing this, and especially because I've recognized the name before, and I was like, have I covered them before? But apparently not. So that's kind of weird because I feel like I've seen them everywhere, and I feel like I've heard them, but apparently fucking not. Maybe like Spotify Radio. That's how I've heard them.
Spotify Radio, and their name's been around like on tour packages and things of that nature too.
That'll fucking
and
do
they're
it.
on UNFD, so
there you go.
They've been around.
They've made their mark.
Yeah.
So I did really enjoy this record. Disclaimer, I was listening to this record and half of the podcast playlist while I was falling asleep, but as soon as this fucking album started, it woke me the fuck up. Like I fucking jolted awake. I love the energy on the record. I love how it flows. I believe my personal favorite, if I'm remembering properly, just based off the timing, because as I said, I was kind of like in and out of just consciousness. But it was like towards the middle of the record. So it was either Gamma Knife or Beautiful Things. Great record overall. I fucking loved it, and I hope to revisit it very, very soon. Hopefully on my plane ride back, because I think I'll have time.
I would say so. You got a trip back. But yeah, it's very it's reminiscent of what I initially fell in love with Code Orange or even Rammstein. Which is a band that I've gotten super into this year. So it's finding more bands that are doing that kind of thing in their own unique way. Because I couldn't get enough of the 2020 Code Orange record, and I haven't been able to get enough of Rammstein. So it's now we just throw another band in there that's doing that kind of sound, and I'm set for the rest of the year. I don't need to listen to any new music. I'm good.
No, everyone. Hold your releases until next year. Shane's done.
I'm tapped out.
It's over.
I'm over.
It's over. Kublai Khan TX dropped a new album, Exhibition of Prowess. This record, the energy on it is fucking infectious. This is hardcore, obviously, right? So as I said, I bring it up a lot when we talk about hardcore, where it's sometimes I'm not really able to get into it fully. Even in our conversation with Jem from Speed, it was kind of there's a fucking gnat. There was a big discussion in that interview where it was kind of energy with hardcore, where it's kind of hard to grasp just listening to it in your own home instead of actually going out to a show. I still have not officially been to a headliner hardcore show. I've been to a couple where they're opening or, something where it's just kind of off to the side. But with this record, I am able to feel that energy and actually visualize how it will be live. And that makes me want to go see them. So I feel like this is the second hardcore record that I've fully embraced and been on board with. So thank you, Speed, for opening that door for me. Because holy shit, I feel like it's just a completely new world of just music that I've never been able to appreciate. And now I can. So cool. I love fucking finding new music that's been out new for me. Hardcore isn't new, okay? Let's calm down there. I'm sure this album will be brought up in the future. Hint, hint, album of the year discussion.
Heyo.
but I really fucking like this record a lot.
Yeah,
That's my talk.
hell yeah. I've been enjoying watching you embrace hardcore over the past few months.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been good to see. Now we just need to get you to a show so you can get your shit rocked.
And so I can rock some shit too, man. Let me toss a couple punches.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of this album. Wholeheartedly agree with you when you say the energy. It's so fucking infectious. It kicks off with Supreme Ruler, and it does not stop until the album ends. It's only 23 minutes, so it kind of feels almost like an extended EP in a way. It's been a while since there's been a full length Kublai Khan record, 2019 to be exact. We had them on the podcast a couple years ago to chat about their last EP, but so been patiently waiting pretty much since then for the album. As I said, I dig it a lot. I like Theory of Mind, not to pick out the I guess quote unquote kind of TikTok song. I've seen it a lot on my For You page.
Okay, I didn't know they were like that.
Yeah, people dancing to the monkey see, monkey do part.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so not to pick that song, but I hear that song and I take the exact point that you said, where like you can envision seeing it live, because I have seen videos of that song played live and then the absolute chaos that ensues, and I'm like,
I gotta go, man.
I cannot wait to see them with Lorna Shore. I'm possibly more excited to see them than Lorna Shore, just because I've seen Lorna Shore a couple of times and have not seen Kublai Khan yet.
Damn.
But yeah, I enjoyed the whole album. I also really liked A Hopeless Fate with Jamie Josta from Hatebreed. I thought that was an insane fucking feature. And Pile 2, which is just one breakdown and then they say two, and then the song, it's just over. I'm like, that is so badass.
Yeah. That was the fucking closer. Yeah, the closer was fucking insane.
Yeah.
I think I played that one like a couple times because I was like, holy shit. It was just fucking crazy. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. So overall, this album is the definition of all killer, no filler. As we said, it's just barely over 20 minutes long. It's just like 23 minutes long. It comes in, it does not overstay its welcome. It kicks you down about 10 times, and then it's just like, all right, on to the next one.
Or who's ready for more?
Yeah, or you can replay it, whatever you want. So yeah, I enjoyed the record. Stoked for more. Stoked to see them open for Lorna Shore if they're coming through and the show somehow isn't sold out, because a lot of those shows are sold out. You should go, because it's a fantastic bill. They also announced a couple of like Underplay album release shows. Those probably are already sold out, because I know Jersey sold out like within 10 minutes.
God damn.
It was just gone.
So that was the conversation of when the fuck did Kublai Khan blow up? Like overnight. I know they've been working their ass off and shit, but it was just kind of like, oh, Kublai Khan, okay, cool. Whoa, what the fuck? Why are they playing these fucking arenas and shit? Like it's insane. It's awesome. I love it.
It's been great to watch. I already had my moment of where the fuck have I been? About during one of the single discussions. So I will curb that conversation this time. But it has been super cool to see them take off. And I can't wait to see where this goes. And I'm, as I said, stoked for more.
Damn right.
Hell yeah. CLIFFDIVER dropped their new album, Bird Watching. Big fan of CLIFFDIVER. We've got an interview coming out with them this week.
Damn right.
Because of course, new CLIFFDIVER release means Joey and Brianna have to come back on the podcast. It's not a rule.
Legally have to.
It's not a rule. It's not signed anywhere, but it's just kind of like, it has to happen.
Assumed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, so new album, so you guys are coming on when?
Yeah.
Like, well,
we're free when you're free.
So
that conversation was fantastic. Stoked for everyone to hear it. And they fucking ripped with this album. It is so good front to back. Not like, obviously we spoke a lot about the record, but one of the takeaways I got was there wasn't a lot going into the studio, and a lot of it was written in the studio, and there obviously was a lot of nervousness going in and being like, we don't have much and we have to leave the studio with a finished product that we're all stoked on. So for them to overcome that nervousness and write such a fantastic record in the amount of time they had in the studio and also record it all at the same time is impressive, because this album you never would have thought was written in a studio within the amount of time that they were there, because they also weren't there like for months and months and months and months. They were only there about a month. So very, very impressive. I love the way the album opens with 30, Flirty, and Thriving. I think that is such a fun song. But my personal favorite is Lord Have Mercy, because it just fucking rips.
Yeah.
But I would just like to give a special shout out to the track titles, because when track titles are fun and funny, we always have to shout them out. Like, I Reckon You Might Could, I Suppose, that makes me crack up every time I read it, as well as Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers, which I actually haven't said that out loud until right now, and it's 9 times funnier now that I've said it out loud. So yeah, big fan of this album. Always excited for new CLIFFDIVER, and they completely rocked my socks off with this one.
Damn right. Again, I feel like I'm just reusing the same shit every time, but it's like genuinely the energy on this record is so fun and bright. This album, it sounds very bright. I don't know. I love it. I love it a lot. I wish they released it earlier in the season because it's kind of end of summer. This feels like a very mid early summer vibe where you're just kind of like driving and you have the windows down, especially with the first couple tracks. 30, Flirty, and Thriving is my absolute favorite CLIFFDIVER track that they have ever made. This entire album is a collection of my favorite CLIFFDIVER tracks that they've ever made. I think even though that this was written in such a short amount of time, I think it definitely pressured them to only make bangers. They didn't have time to overthink and rehash things and make things not as great because they're overthinking. I think because of the short time frame, they were able to just fucking lock it down, call it a day, and that's what we got. It is fucking incredible. Another thing to touch on the titles, I think when bands have fun titles, it makes it so much easier to actually remember the titles. I have a hard time unless I've listened to the album like an unhealthy amount of times.
Don Broco.
Remembering titles and actually, you know, like placements on the album, but with funny sounding names like Black Lodge Breakfast Burrito, limited time only.
How can you forget that?
How can you forget that? How can you forget Guitar Pro 5 theme? How can you forget Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers? Like, how the fuck can you can't. 30, Flirty, and Thriving with 3 exclamation marks. Like, it's just an incredible album. And I need to know what bird is in the fucking birdhouse. Because we were asking in the interview, we're like, so there's a bird in there, right? So like, what's in there? Never knew. Never fucking
like,
knew.
there's no bird on the album cover. Well, what bird lives in the birdhouse?
In the fucking house. That's what we're asking. We could see that there isn't a fucking bird on the album cover. Who's in the fucking house? Maybe that's the next album. We knock on the door and it's like a fucking grown ass like fucking bird or something. I don't know. Yeah. So love this record a lot.
Bird watching 2, and there's finally a bird on the album cover. That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. Fuck with it.
Just a couple of other honorable mentions, because as I said, Lord Have Mercy is my absolute favorite. I am a big fan of Days Gone, and I also like CLIFFDIVER, because I like when bands are heavy. I like when bands that aren't normally heavy rip a quick one. This is CLIFFDIVER saying fuck it and ripping a minute long heavy track. So I'm into it, but I enjoy the entire album front to back. Need to see them live again. Finally got to see them after knowing about them and supporting them for so long. This past summer with the early November. So I need them back on the East Coast now, to see them again, rip some more tracks off this record, because they were only playing the singles at the time.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet. Guys, please come back to Virginia. Vended dropped their new self-titled album. Vended, welcome to the party, man.
Yeah,
This is fucking awesome. Um, I can't, it's not announced yet. We hypothetically may or may not have had a discussion with Vended. Um,
hypothetically.
hypothetically. Maybe, maybe not.
I don't
If we
know. I
did,
wasn't
keep an
there.
eye on our channel. I wasn't there. I don't know. That's
That's
why I'm like,
weird. I wonder who
maybe?
did it then.
Who the fuck? It was just a fucking empty Zoom. Um, so keep an eye on our socials. If you would be hypothetically interested in that hypothetical interview.
Mhm.
Um, this album is incredible. I could definitely hear a lot of different influences. I In that hypothetical thing, I don't think it was mentioned, but I can hear a little bit of Motionless influence. I'm not sure if it was or not, but I big fan of Motionless, big fan of Vended. And also another thing, a lot of our little nitpicks, I guess, with their past singles, and I think they did a short EP
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
like what they came out with.
Exactly. So our nitpicks and our small little issues where it's like it sounds great and it's well made and it's well written, but the only issue is it sounds like baby Slipknot,
Mhm.
where it just there isn't much individuality, there isn't much this is our own thing, when they already kind of have that Slipknot thing looming over it because they're children of Slipknot. But with this EP, there's still a couple tracks, obviously some of the singles that do kind of still have that reminiscence of Slipknot or some Korn influence. But I do believe with this record, they did actually step out of that shadow that unfortunately will be with them for a while
Mhm.
because again, they are directly connected to Slipknot. So no matter what, there will still be some people connecting it and comparing them. But I do think with this album, they step out of it. They sound like themselves and that is already a fucking massive step for their debut. They could have fully doubled down and just made a Slipknot album and just been like, here, fucking take it. You
Mhm.
know, this will help us blow up. But them actually doing their own thing and being themselves made this album incredible. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, yeah, that was going to be my main point as well because I was, you know, I was the one that was like, we're gonna start covering this band, and I was like, God damn it, it's just Slipknot. That has been my entire
Yeah.
argument and problem with this band since the beginning. I always thought the stuff was cool, but I was like, I can't I don't want to cover this anymore because it's just I feel like I keep rehashing the same point and I feel bad because they're not just Slipknot. They are a different band and it's like I don't want that to be the thing that I keep portraying about this band. But finally getting a chance to, you know, tune back in, check out the album because I've been supporting them, you know, following them, things of that nature since the beginning, and have always been curious what they've been up to. Want to see them live at some point, especially now. But I was stoked when I heard this record, and I was like, it doesn't just sound like what I've been hearing from Vended in the past. As you said, it is absolutely, it absolutely is them, and you know, not, you know, and what they make when they come together as a unit to create a record. I think they really flourish in an album setting because they are allowed to make their own sound, whereas even listening to some of the singles as singles, I feel like I would have a different opinion than hearing it in the full body of work and getting to spend almost 40 minutes uninterrupted with the band. You know, they're able to build it so that it's like, no, this is us. You know, we did talk about influences in the interview, and obviously they mentioned
The hypothetical interview.
the hypothetical interview. I'm sorry. And the influences that were mentioned were in this hypothetical interview were all you know, the bands that you would expect to be mentioned. You know, the new metal bands that were coming up in the 90s and early 2000s were the influences that were mentioned, and those absolutely come through. There's no hiding where the band's influence and roots are from. But it's awesome to hear a band do a modern take on that early that 90s and 2000s sound and do it so well. Because I think that the vocals, Griffin's vocals, bro, Holy
Yeah.
shit. The
Yeah.
like I haven't heard energy like this vocally on an album like this
Mhm.
since those early records from those
Yeah.
bands coming up. Um
Yes.
which excites me so fucking
Mhm.
much about this band and about this record. I could sit here and name every single song as a favorite,
Mhm.
except obviously the interludes, because I think that
No, no, those are my favorite. Those are my
every
favorite.
every single song fucking
Mhm.
rips. But
Mhm.
I'm going to just name "Paint the Skin" because I think it sets the
Fuck
tone.
off my song. Yeah.
It sets the tone for the album and gives me all of the feelings that I just mentioned, and I'm sure Glory mentioned, the similar feelings for Glory,
Mhm.
where you're like, holy shit, this isn't just what I thought this band was, and
Yeah.
also holy shit, those vocals and the instrumentals and everything screams that high energy, holy
Mhm.
fuck, that I got listening to those albums for the first time. The first Slipknot record and the first Korn record, things like that. So I am so into this album. I love it. It's right up my fucking alley. And this is exactly the kind of feeling I've wanted to have about this band since day one. It took a couple years, but we're so fucking here. We're so back.
Yeah, great fucking record. I completely agree. Paint the Skin is also my favorite. Fuck off. I claim it. I also really liked, I believe it was a single, but I did still enjoy it. Nihilism.
Mhm.
I think that was a single.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, the entire record is fucking killer. I love it so much, and I'm happy that the band is doing something that we can now fully agree with and appreciate now. I'm so fucking happy about this.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Attack Attack dropped their new EP, Disaster. We got new Attack Attack, and I'm fucking here for it.
Mhm.
Gonna get the what is it? Elephant in the Room out of the way, which is it's 4 singles and 1 new track.
They did the thing.
They did
They did the thing that we say, please stop fucking doing this, guys. And they said, "Wait, one more,
they,
one more."
they did the thing, and that's okay because I understand from a business perspective for a band why it makes sense.
Yeah.
From a fan
Yeah.
perspective, I hate it.
Fucking
Yeah,
sucks. It sucks so bad because it feels like fucking clickbait.
yeah,
It's yeah.
yeah. So, Spitfire is the new song. I think Spitfire fucking rocks. And I'm stoked that all of these singles are finally in a package. That's the silver lining here. Is yes, I've heard all these songs before, but
Mhm.
they're finally in a package that I can now go ahead and consume instead of like clicking on each single, and
Yeah.
because I don't like to do that. So now that it's finally in a package, I'm here for it. I do like Spitfire, but I think my favorite is We All Meet Up in the End. Obviously,
Those are-
I enjoy the new Tack Attack and
Mhm.
and the kind of sound that is throughout this EP. Like Concrete is just what I expect from modern Attack Attack now. Just a
Yeah.
straight up ass beating metalcore song. But We All
Mhm.
Meet Up in the End is a little bit like groovier in a way, I guess. And
Yeah.
I do fuck with that sound. I think it is only 5 songs, but I think it closes out the EP nice.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm into it. I like all these songs. I've enjoyed them all as singles. I enjoy them in a package. I'm glad to finally have them as a package. Added on
Yeah.
with Spitfire, which is a ripping song. And
Mhm.
I'm stoked for more. I'm just patiently waiting for whenever we're gonna get an Attack Attack full length, if that's
Full
gonna
length.
happen.
Please, guys. Or maybe they'll do another EP and release all those as singles and then put that EP and this EP together, and that'll be a full length. I don't know. Maybe they'll take a page out of Haley Williams' book. I'm still stuck on that. I'm sorry, Haley. I fucking love you. Great vocalist, great singer, great songwriter. I'm still stuck on that. This EP collection of singles, 1 bonus track, great. We reviewed all of these tracks except for the new one separately. Um, so I fear I don't have too much to say.
Mhm.
I love Attack Attack. I think they're a great band. I think this is a great 5-track run. Spitfire is a great addition to it. I like it a lot. I don't know. I really fuck with Attack Attack. I wish there was maybe like can we like switch it up into like two new songs, guys, in like the EP, like say two?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like come on, guys. But I liked it a lot. And I love Attack Attack.
Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Yeah. Kingdom of Giants dropped a new EP, Bleeding Star.
You just got what you asked for. Instead of one new song, we got two new songs.
Two new songs.
Look at
Thank you.
that.
It's like they listened to me, like, and then just added a new track. They're like, we can't be like Attack Attack today. Fuck that. No, no.
We've been enjoying the singles so far off of this EP. I also did enjoy their last full length, Passenger, back in 2020. So finally getting to hear the EP in full has been fucking rad. I love Asphalt. I love the way that it opens the EP. It just fucking it pummels you. Really sets the tone. But I also, to pick a new song, I like Smoke. It's a little bit on it fits in that track 4 slot because it's not like the rest of the EP. It's a little bit of a change up. But I am super into it. I think this EP is fucking stellar. And I'm just glad that it wasn't all dropped as singles and we had 2 new tracks to consume.
Like, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, this EP is fucking crazy. It's 6 tracks, so my brain was like, album? EP? I don't know. It's so fucking confusing. So EP officially, yeah. Really enjoyed it. Smoke, as you said, it's a good one. Very fucking good track. Um, just a great run. I don't know. I really fucking I do enjoy Kingdom of Giants a lot, and I do really like this EP a lot. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you kind of nail on the head. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All Time Low and I Prevail dropped a new single, Hate This Song. And it's an All Time Low song with a breakdown on it, which I didn't know if I ever wanted or needed, but
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Very, very into it.
And I would just
I
would just like to note this was dropped as a single, but is also on the True Power Deluxe edition that just came out, which is this song and a bunch of acoustic songs. So fuck that. We're just talking about the single because it was also dropped as a single. But it was also included on there. But now.
Yeah, okay, so this track is fucking insane. I saw the lineup. I see the lineup. I saw All Time Low and I Prevail, and I was like, I'll put this together. Like that makes absolutely no sense to me. Um, Scoring wise, never would have put them together. Song wise, never in a fucking million years. So it was just kind of like a okay, sure, I'll let them cook. I mean, they both have their fucking sound right. They both know what they're doing. So I was open to it, but very confused. It just seems like one of those fucking random name generators, and it was just like a song with All Time Low and I Prevail. It's like, okay, we'll see. Curious of how that came about, who approached who. I don't know if
Yeah.
they have that story out because what the fuck? I don't know. That's just so fucking song is incredible. I fuck with this song heavy. I think it still has that massive all-time low influence where it's kind of bouncy and happy. But it does have a fucking breakdown, and it's just so weird. And I kind of want to see how this pans out live.
Yeah.
I'm so curious. I would love to see all-time low go in a heavier direction, versus their typical pop punk, I guess. Yeah, pop
Yeah.
punk, right? I would love to see them do metalcore because this has given me a lot of ideas and has made me very, very happy. So I really like this track a lot. I think the vocals are great. I think everything's great. I fuck with it heavy.
Yeah. I'm super into it. I on paper I was like, there ain't no way. I'm like
what the fuck?
I'm like they're gonna forget about Eric from I Prevail and it's just gonna be Brian. But they're both on there. They're both on there.
They're there.
So yeah, I'm super into this song. and I would love to see this be a tour package where it's played every night. I'm just putting that out there.
But it's like, would the two crowds like work?
No.
But it would be fun to
Dude,
watch.
I would be there in a fucking heartbeat.
100%. Yeah, because it's to hear this live would just be crazy.
And it's been so long since honestly I've seen both of these bands, but it's been even longer since I've seen All Time Low. So yeah, I would be there in a fucking heartbeat to see this song every 100%. Night. I would do multiple dates if I could.
Yeah, just to fucking see this song multiple times. It's that fucking
We'll
crazy.
check our phones after this and there'll be a tour with the two bands.
Yes! Oh, please. Genuinely. Please. Oh my God. Games We Play dropped a new single. She's the Girl. I fucking love Games We Play. We sat down with Emin like
right
months
around
ago.
Yeah, right around it was at the start of the Fall Out Boy tour.
Literally like the day before it started.
He was in a hotel room getting ready to get things going. Which that's so fun.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
Pete Wentz was probably in like the other room, like being Pete Wentz. It's crazy, right?
Got to see him on that tour as well. At Madison Square Garden. This is the start of a new era, which is so fun and crazy because the album, as we mentioned, just came out in March. But I will take New Games We Play because I think it fucking rocks. Emin is great. This song is awesome. You know, and I'm stoked for more. I think that this song kind of encapsulates a lot of what what was left that the album didn't necessarily cover, so it feels like a new era, but also an extension in a way, which I like. I'm stoked on this, and I'm excited for more. Hoping for an EP album, something like that. Again, I guess so soon. But he's headlining in November, so hopefully more than a single.
I would hope so. New start of a new era, very exciting. I completely understand why he's kind of like, all right, guys, that was cool, but let's move on, because the album took so long to actually come out. It was delayed. So I feel like he's playing catch up now, because it's been like album had a little extra time because it got delayed. So it got like an extra, like 2 months?
No, it was like 6 months. It was supposed to come out in October, and it didn't come out until March of this year.
To March. So we're running a little behind timeline wise. So if a new era, a new rollout does begin with a track or so after this, I would completely get it. I wouldn't be like super surprised, but I would be definitely fucking happy because I love Games We Play. I love the music. I love the sound. I love the energy. This song is so fucking good. I don't know, just everything about Games We Play, just the sound and how cutesy and just how I don't fucking know how to fully describe it, but it's just good music. It just makes me happy.
It's good noise.
It's good noise. Fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. I think it's great, and I'm just happy that Emin has a new song to promote that isn't
The End.
What is it? It's not Girl Shape. The End. Yeah. I've seen so many, and I love the song, but damn.
And I did like the content at one point. I was over it at the end there though.
There was, the first like month of it was really good, and then it like kept going. And I think he became self-aware of that, which was fine. It's just like, damn. At least we have new shit now. So let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
Ryan Oakes dropped a new single, Cry Wolf. Dude, this is Ryan Oakes is always very consistent. There's an occasional song where we're like, we're not the biggest fan, but most of the time we're like, yeah, this fucking rips, good old Ryan Oakes. But every once in a while he drops a song where at least one of us is like, holy fuck. And for me, this is one of those holy fuck songs. I think it fucking rips. I've been seeing clips of it on TikTok because obviously he works that social media.
Always on that goddamn TikTok.
Always on the goddamn clock app. And he's always working at whatever the newest song is super hard over there. So I was amped going into this, but this song fucking rips. One of my favorites from him so far. And obviously, as always, stoked for more. He doesn't stop, so we can just keep saying that, and the next month there will be a new song.
and we'll be like, holy shit,
Yeah.
again. Yeah, no, I really fuck with this track a lot. This is one of the few times I have listened to Ryan Oakes on my really, really good headphones. Usually I'm just listening on these headphones that I've had for a couple years because I'm usually listening at my computer.
Mhm.
Um, but goddamn, I feel like I've been missing out of just like so many little, what is it, ear candy?
Yeah.
Of just, I don't know, it like completely engulfed me just listening to that song on my great headphones. Great track, great artist. I think he's very talented, and I did really enjoy this track a lot. So this was great. Tea Time is still my favorite though. Shout out Tea Time.
Hell yeah.
Mhm. Beartooth dropped their new single Attention, but it's shortened
Yeah.
ATTN.
And this is another one of those deluxe editions. They put out a deluxe edition of The Surface, but this is the only new song. The rest is all reimagines and acoustics and things of that nature of songs off the album. Hence why we're just talking about the new song as a single. No sense in creating a separate segment of deluxe albums for two albums that only have one new song each.
Yeah.
But that's a whole argument for another day and a whole discussion for another day when Glory is not in sunny San Diego.
Sunny where? Sunny, yeah, because I don't fucking see any sun. There's not a goddamn ray of light hitting my face right now, man. I'm so pissed. Sorry.
But with that being said, I really like the song. I think, I was iffy on The Surface. There are songs on the album that I very much enjoy. There are songs on the album that I never want to hear ever again. And that's solely personal preference. The album itself as a right is awesome. For me, personal preference and what I want from Beartooth, there are certain songs that I never want to hear again. And that's just me. Okay. That's my own thing that I got to work through. I'll do that on my own time. But this song is better than some of the songs that made the album. I love myself. I know that song is, it's very important and and what it speaks to is great. But sonically, that's what I'm talking about when there are certain songs on the album sonically that I never thought I would hear from Beartooth. I'm super amped on this new era, and I'm super happy that Caleb is in the position that he's in and is happy and feeling well and able to reflect that in the music. But I like heavy Beartooth, and I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. So with that being said, I do enjoy this song a lot. I do think that it would have fit on the album. I can understand why it's not on there. But I think it rocks. I'm glad it finally saw the light of day. I wish that there was more than one new song on this deluxe album, but I'll take what I can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, same here. I agree. I think honestly I prefer this over majority of the tracks that were on the album. I haven't found myself wanting to go back. I think I revisited it twice separately, two different times, because I was like, I think it's time for my Beartooth era. And then I listened to the album and I went, this is not what I want.
There's other albums to go to for your Beartooth era.
Which is great because that's the whole fucking argument slash not argument because we weren't arguing we had with Rory from Dayseeker, where it was just kind of like people don't like the new shit. Okay, great. The old shit's there, not going anywhere. We aren't deleting it anytime soon, so go listen to that. But at the same time, damn.
And there are plenty of heavy moments on the album. It's just like there are a couple of very glaring not so heavy moments that are all kind of sandwiched together and kind of knocks out a third of the record for me and makes it hard for me to come back to it. And those songs were also singles, so they get played live and it's just like they're pushed in my face.
You can't escape it.
So it's like there are crazy heavy songs on the album that they weren't even doing that shit on below. And but there's just something about those couple of songs that keep getting pushed in my face. And I'm like, God damn, is this really where Beartooth is going? But I know they're not. It's just what's being shown to me all the time.
Yeah.
But I
think the track is great.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. And I want more of this. I would like more of this sound. I'm curious on if Caleb, Mr. Shomo, is going to take into account a lot of people's issues with New Beartooth, with kind of how sunny and happy it is, which respectfully, that's awesome. And I'm very happy that he is in a great place. We spoke to Brian from Fame on Fire. And he kind of has the same approach where it's like he's in a shitty headspace. He puts himself in a shitty headspace to make Fame on Fire music. So it's kind of the same thing where I'm seeing a pattern of happy headspace, happy music, shitty headspace, heavier music. So I'm curious on if Caleb's going to try to experiment to try and get heavier music while still being in a good spot in his life, which is great because I don't want him fucking dragging himself back down into the pit for our fucking
Yeah.
enjoyment because that's shitty.
Yeah.
But I would still like to know if he is going to try to figure out a way around it to please the older Beartooth fans who still do want heavier stuff and still want to support the band. I.e. you. And me, kind of,
Yeah.
like I'm still trying to get into Beartooth, but I would be curious to see if he's going to try and do heavier for next record, or he's just gonna keep going sunny, happy times. I don't know. I'm good with whatever, but
yeah, I'll be tuning in no matter what. I'm
exactly.
I'm into Beartooth. I'm a big fan of Caleb, so I'll be tuning into whatever. I just might be complaining at the same time. We'll see.
But you'll be listening.
I'll be listening. Grayscale dropped their new single "Let Go," announced their upcoming album coming out January of next year, tail end of January, which is so fun. I like this song. I am amped for new Grayscale. It's been, if it feels like it's been a minute. I believe the last album was 2021, so I've been waiting patiently over here. Big Grayscale fan, so I'm very amped on this new record. Enjoyed all the singles so far. Stoked for more.
Damn right. Yeah, I love Grayscale. I'm very excited. It's crazy that we're now in the era of the year, God, who the fuck am I? Get off online. Jesus Christ. We're now in the time of the year where album release dates and people announcing albums and album rollouts are for 2025.
Yeah.
So that's a little freaky. It's only September, guys. We can do a little December release. We don't have to let go of 2024. I love this track. I love this band. I'm hoping that this album and this rollout is the one that officially gets me into Grayscale because we have been following them for 5 years. They were like one of the first bands that we covered, I feel like officially, and did a half decent job reviewing their album.
Debatable, probably.
Probably it was probably like 40 seconds, a 40-second review. But I've wanted to get into them for a while, ever since that album with the girl on the cover who's like that one. So you know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But still I haven't been able to officially like explore their discography. Hoping this is the one that gets me into it because I fucking love this band. I can't say I'm like big fan because I don't listen to them on the regular. So I hope this is the one that does it.
Hell yeah.
Signs of the Swarm dropped their new single, I Won't Let You Die. All one word, no spaces.
Yes, sir. This fucking rips. It's different. It's what I expect from Signs of the Swarm. It's that heavy, deathcore. Exactly what we got from the last record. We had them on the podcast to talk about it.
Yep.
But it's got some funky little in the middle, changes up, gets a little weird.
It's a little silly. It's a little silly.
So I think that's cool. The song fucking rips. They've been playing it live on this tour that they're out with Cane Hill. Cane Hill's the direct support. Yep. And I'm amped on this. I don't know where this is going because they're out there supporting their last record. Presumably feels like a stand-alone because they're promoting this album and playing a good chunk of it. Not the whole thing in full, but about half of it. They're just
I hate when bands do that, respectfully.
Yeah, they're just going like first 7 tracks and then playing some of the rest of the discography. But the song's cool.
Song is cool. Song bangs. I like this a lot. And yeah, it would be very weird if they did start a new rollout. Give it a breather, guys. Give it a second. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I liked it.
Poppy dropped a new single. They're All Around Us. I am so into Poppy Heavy Arc again. I think this song fucking rips and just announced the album already. We know it's coming. I need,
it's real.
yeah, I need one of those last minute 2024 album of the year contenders because I feel like this is already trending in that direction.
Hmm. Hot take, I wasn't the biggest fan of this track.
I could tell by your face.
Sorry, I'm happy you liked it. I do like Poppy. I really liked her last single. I think it was like the officially, not well, unofficially, sorry, because there's no album announcement, there's no fucking date or
Mhm.
it's all speculation.
Yeah.
But the her first track, if their album rollout does start, her debut single for it. Um, I like Poppy, just this one didn't really hit me. I think it's a great direction she's going in though. And I'm sure in the context of the record, it'll be good. But yeah, that's my hot take. Sorry. Tetrarch dropped a new single, Live, Not Fantasize.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
saw this band open for Atreyu and Crown the Empire, and all the bands on that bill kind of blew me away that night. It was surprisingly a really awesome bill because I was not very excited going in, being like Atreyu's the headliner, because at the time I was very much anti Atreyu because it was off the back.
Been a big
Yeah,
yeah.
I was off the back of that album we do not name.
Yeah.
But this was one of those bands that opened, and
Mhm.
it was just kind of like I saw them and then never really thought about them again. I thought that they put on a cool show, but they're finally
Mhm.
starting to roll out an album, and I'm like, I'll tune back in, see what they've been up to. This
Hell
single
not.
fucking rips.
Hmm.
As I mentioned, it's the start of an album cycle. There is no album announcement yet, but there's more to come towards the end
Hmm.
of this year in 2025. So
Yeah.
this single fucking rips, and I'm amped for more.
Hmm. I did like this song a lot. They popped out on the playlist because I've never seen their name before,
Yeah,
I don't think. So it went, oh, this is Shane's wild card of the week. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Definitely surprised me. Big fan, fits on that bill. Very excited for this album rollout and to get to know this silly little band, this silly new one. So yeah, it should be good. If this is anything, like what I should expect for more releases, it's looking up.
Yeah.
It's looking way up. Very excited.
Hell yeah. Traders dropped a new single, SBC. I fuck with Traders heavy. Seen them live a couple of times. Every single time I'm terrified because they are so heavy and people are just spin kicking each other in the pit and going after each other, and I'm so
Nice.
into it. But
Hmm.
I'm digging this single, and
Hmm.
I'm hoping for more.
Hell yeah. I liked this a lot. That sounds terrifying. That pit sounds terrifying. Soon to be me though, if the fucking hardcore thing actually takes on. Um, I'm gonna look back and be like, wow, I was such a pussy. Um, but yeah, no, I liked this track a lot. And yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it heavy.
Hell yeah.
Mhm. Red Hook and Holding Absence dropped a new single, Dr. Frankenstein. Great collab.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like fucking Red Hook is just like working with some of our favorite bands right now, which is incredible to see. Great band. I hope that the response to all of the singles so far have been extremely positive because this band deserves the world.
Mm-hmm.
Their songs are incredible. The writing is incredible. Everything. Sorry, Dick Ryder. I think that this band is great and that they deserve the fucking spotlight and the world. Um, this song is incredible. I think it's fucking funky as shit. I love it a lot. And yeah, just honestly, just a big fan of the vocals in general. Just, I mean, come on, it's Holding Absence and Red Hook. Vocals are gonna be fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, what a fucking collab.
Hmm.
Completely blew me the fuck away, but it's a fucking ripper as I expected from Red Hook, and then you just throw in Holding Absence on there, and it's like the cherry on
Fucking
top.
crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, big fan of this track. Stoked for this upcoming album dropping at the tail end of this year, and we'll see what else is coming before then. I'm sure
Hmm.
more fucking absolute banger tracks will be coming
Hmm.
in the near future.
Hmm.
State Champs dropped a new single, Light Blue. Hey, State Champs, that all reliable, but
Hmm.
this song fucking rips.
Yeah. You really fucked with this one.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think the song is great. Pop punk is one that I like dance around. I feel like I like the genre. I like a lot of bands that identify as pop punk. State Champs is like the father, I would say, of pop punk. I don't know, when I think of, I feel like pop punk doesn't feel like a word anymore. I've said it like 50 times. But when I think of that genre, they're like the face of it for me and they are the sound of it for me. I think the song is great. I think they have it down. Yeah, all reliable. You know what you're gonna get when you listen to State Champs, and they always fucking deliver. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
hmm hmm Uh, Fever 333 dropped their two new singles, Murderer and Nosebleeds. I'm gonna be so real. The first one, Murderer, kind of caught me off guard because I was like, "Fuck is this?" And then I listened to it a little closer, and I was like, "That's
uh,
Fever 333. I know this. I know this." Um, I fucking love this band. These tracks have like awoken something in me. Just the entire rollout of this record um has been so exciting and has definitely gotten me into the band a lot more than I ever thought I would. Because they've always kind of been on the background in the background for me, where it's kind of like, oh, Fever 333, okay, cool, thumbs up, awesome, love the energy. But just they keep blowing me away. I love this band. I'm very excited.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm super into these tracks. The album, we're only a couple weeks out at this point. So hoping for no more singles, no offense. There's been a lot
Stop it,
so
guys.
far. And I would like to hear the album as an album and not a bunch of singles. But other than that little nitpick tidbit, I'm very amped on this album. I've been stoked on everything so far. These singles are no exception. Again, another band that like you put on Fever 333 and at least, if not the sound, the energy
Yeah.
that you're going to get.
Yes.
Because Jason
Yeah.
always comes through. So I
Crazy.
am super amped on these singles and on this upcoming album. Stoked to finally hear it in full, man.
Damn right. Fever 333, we're available when you're available. Please,
Yes,
I want to
sir.
talk to you so bad.
Yes, sir. Hot Mulligan dropped a new single, Fly Move, in parentheses, the whole time. They just played main stage at Riot Fest, which is fucking craziness.
Insane. Yeah.
And this single is another fucking banger. No exceptions there.
Yeah.
Hot Mulligan, I mentioned it with the album and I've mentioned it with these couple of singles, really digging this sound change. Still doing what you expect from Hot Mulligan, but a little bit like poppier in a way, and I'm super into it. I'm digging this track a lot. I like Hot Mulligan, man. Let's say it.
I also like Hot Mulligan, man.
Yeah.
We can, you know what? Shake my goddamn hand. Thank you,
Yeah.
man. I fuck with Hot Mulligan too. This song is great. I'm very excited for more shit. I like this band a lot. And yeah, I don't know. I really do. I fuck with Hot Mulligan.
Hell yeah.
You kind of said everything, so it's going like, what's supposed to add? Drug Church dropped a new single, Slide to Me 2 being the number 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like this song. Little, not exactly what I expected from Drug Church. Not as like in your face as the previous singles have been, but that's okay. Not every single song ever has to be up in my face, yelling at me.
They do. They do.
That's okay. Bands can change it up on occasion. I still think it's good. I can see this, fitting on the album. I don't think it's super out of left field or anything like that. So I'm into it. The album comes out next month, so I'm stoked for that. And hell yeah, man.
Just around the corner. That snuck up on me.
Yes, sir.
I like this track a lot. I'm very excited. I'm just fucking excited to hear it in full and actually have. Do you know how long the album is? You probably don't.
No.
I'm gonna say 40 minutes. I'm excited to have 40 minutes with the band and to kind of like immerse myself in their world for a second, because I feel like with singles it doesn't really give me the chance. They're always kind of like here and then gone. So I'm very excited to, who am I kidding? It's probably gonna be like 30 minutes. I don't know. Bands these days, man, bring back fucking albums that are like hours,
No.
Like, let's do that again.
No.
I want a 2-hour record.
No, don't even, Glory. Don't even.
Don't even joke. Because someone's gonna fucking do it. But I like this track a lot. I like Drug Church.
Oh yeah. In her own words, dropped their new single, I Think It's Time. They announced their new EP coming out November 15th.
Yep.
So that's very fun. I think that this song fucking rips. This is some of like these singles so far have been some of the best that I've heard from In Her Own Words. So I'm amped to finally hear this EP. Whether or not they're all dropped as singles is TBD at this point. But either way, the songs so far have been awesome. So I'm stoked to hear the EP.
Damn right. I agree. I like this track a lot.
Hell yeah.
Mhm, mhm. LS Dunes, welcome back. Dropped a new single, Fatal Deluxe.
Hey,
We're so back.
we are so
We are
back.
so back. God, I miss this band. I love this band a lot.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're finally getting new LS Dunes. They're going out with Rise Against, so I kind of saw this one coming.
Damn. Yeah.
But I am fucking amped. Big fan of this band. I am excited for whatever comes next. You know, mention it every time, but you put this group together and you're getting exactly what you want. And I'm so into it. They're so good.
It's gonna get crazy
Yes,
when
sir.
you put these people together. No, I fucking love this track a lot, and I love this band. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And for our last topic, Robbie the Used dropped his new single Terrible. Burt McCracken from the Used, his solo project. Never would have guessed. This is probably my favorite single so far that we've gotten. I am very much into it. You know, it's definitely a departure from what the Used has been doing for 20 plus years, but
Yes.
I've been into it so far, and I think that this is the best song so far. So I'm digging it. I'm stoked for more.
Yeah, damn right. I think this track is great. I love his side project a lot. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting more into his side project than that Used. I don't I don't fucking know what the logic is, but it's there. As I said multiple times before, his voice is just so fucking girly pop. I don't understand how or why, but I fucking love it. He has such a sass with his voice and it fucking rocks. Um I love this song a lot. I've loved all the past songs. My favorite is still Just a Little Bit. Come on, it's an ass shaker. It's like a cute, it's so fucking cute. I love it. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. Well, as I said, that's all the topics we have today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's good_noise_cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. TikTok, Good Noise Podcast. YouTube and all those audio streaming services is also Good Noise Podcast. And Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Chloe's got your Patreon supporters, your Twitch subs, your merch plug, your Amazon plug, and your important plugs. And then we're going to sign off.
Check out our merch. It is goodnoisepodcast.creator-spring.com. Check out our Amazon storefront. It has our entire setup, podcast setup. It has this silly mic that you can actually see now because I'm
Hey.
holding it. It's usually way out of frame, but you can actually see it now. It has cameras, not this camera because this is a fucking laptop. But cameras on there if you want to check that out and copy our setup. That's
Yes, sir.
cool. We get a little cut from it, and that helps us continue doing podcasts, and it's great. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, Matt from Pulses, Zari, Pop Punk Apologist, David Arrington, Tyson from Heal the Hurt, and Eric. And thank you to our Twitch sub, Matt, again from Pulses. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everybody. You guys are great.
I can't clap. It just sounds like I'm tapping the mic. I don't know. Important plugs: Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, Free Palestine, ceasefire, be a decent person, support local bands, support small artists, buy some merch from a show, buy a fucking pin, buy a fucking sticker. I know, I'm pretty sure like every fucking cent counts as a small artist on the road. So that shit's important. It's like $5, $10. It's okay. So yeah, that's my silly plug today.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I've been Shane.
I've been Glory.
And we have been the Good Noise Podcast. See you when we see you. Bye.
Bye.